7 risky morning habits that quietly increase your stroke risk, and the routine that cuts it by 50%. Think your morning routine is harmless after 60? Think again. 99% of seniors have no idea that some common habits between the bedroom and the kitchen can silently spike stroke risk, especially silent strokes that happen without warning or obvious symptoms. According to Dr. Bill Harrison, neurologist and stroke specialist, there are 7 hidden morning habits that quietly raise your chances of stroke, heart issues, and memory loss. If you're over 60 and still starting your day the same way you did in your 30s, you could be putting your brain and heart on a fast track to disaster. In this video, we're revealing the 7 riskiest morning habits seniors must avoid, ranked from least to most dangerous, followed by a simple morning routine that can cut stroke risk by up to 50%. Each habit is backed by real science and patient stories, including a checklist you can use to spot silent stroke warning signs in yourself before it's too late. Stick around until the end, because the number 1 habit on this list has been linked to sudden blood pressure crashes and mini strokes, and almost nobody realizes they're doing it every morning. On the flip side, the stroke prevention routine we'll show you helped one senior, Margaret, transform her morning habits and regain her energy and clarity in just 6 months. But before we dive in, let us know in the comments, what's the first thing you usually do after waking up? We're reading and replying to every comment. Now, let's start with a surprising stat, and the first risky morning habit you need to avoid after 60. Habit number 1, bolting out of bed. Let's start with the first risky morning habit that quietly increases stroke risk after 60. Bolting out of bed too quickly. You might think jumping straight out of bed is harmless, maybe even part of a productive morning routine. But for seniors, this simple action can set off a dangerous chain reaction inside the body. The medical term is orthostatic hypotension. When you move suddenly from lying down to standing, your blood pressure can drop sharply. This happens because gravity pulls blood toward your lower body, leaving your brain temporarily deprived of oxygen. For younger adults, the body adjusts quickly. But after 60, circulation slows down and blood vessels lose some of their natural elasticity. That means your brain can go without adequate oxygen for several seconds, long enough to trigger dizziness, tunnel vision, or even a mini stroke. In fact, according to stroke specialists like Dr. Bill Harrison, sudden blood pressure drops are one of the most common but overlooked stroke precursors, especially in the early morning when the body is dehydrated and the cardiovascular system is still waking up. The good news? There's a simple solution called the 90-second rule. Instead of leaping out of bed, take 90 seconds to wake up gradually. First, open your eyes and take a few deep breaths while lying flat. Next, slowly sit up and let your legs dangle off the bed. Finally, stand up slowly while holding onto a sturdy surface if needed. This small habit change allows your blood pressure to stabilize, reducing stroke risk dramatically. Remember, when it comes to protecting your brain after 60, how you get out of bed matters more than you might think. Habit number 2, skipping water, drinking coffee first. For most seniors, the first thing after waking up is reaching for that hot cup of coffee. It feels comforting and familiar. But skipping water and going straight for caffeine is one of the riskiest habits when it comes to stroke prevention after 60. Here's why. When you wake up, your body is already dehydrated from hours of sleep. Blood volume is lower, and the blood itself becomes thicker. Now, when you add coffee, which contains caffeine, a diuretic, things get worse. Caffeine constricts blood vessels and makes your kidneys flush out even more water. That leads to even thicker, stickier blood. Thicker blood flows more slowly, raising the risk of clots and silent strokes, especially in seniors whose circulation is already slower. According to vascular health research, seniors who habitually skip morning hydration show higher morning blood pressure spikes and greater clotting factor activation. The simple fix? Start every morning with 8 ounces of room temperature water before any coffee. For extra benefit, add a pinch of sea salt or a squeeze of fresh lemon. Why room temperature? Cold water can shock the system first thing in the morning, especially for seniors. And adding sea salt or lemon helps balance electrolytes, supporting healthy blood flow and hydration. This one small habit, hydrating first, can reduce stroke risk, balance morning blood pressure, and even improve mental clarity before that first cup of coffee. So remember, water before coffee. It's a small change, but for anyone over 60, it can make a life-saving difference. Habit number 3. Hidden sodium in healthy breakfast foods. The third risky morning habit for seniors is sneaky because it hides in foods often marketed as healthy. Many over 60 adults reach for convenient breakfast options like instant oatmeal, protein bread, or even deli meats. But these foods can pack 400 to 600 milligrams of sodium per serving, sometimes more than a quarter of your recommended daily intake before 9 a.m. High sodium in the morning is dangerous because blood pressure naturally spikes upon waking. Adding hidden sodium pushes it even higher, stressing arteries already stiffening with age. Researchers have found that seniors consuming over 300 milligrams of sodium before breakfast experienced consistently higher systolic blood pressure readings and greater stroke risk throughout the day. The culprits include instant oatmeal packets with flavorings, high-protein breads with hidden salts, deli meats like turkey or ham slices often added to breakfast sandwiches. Most people think they're making smart choices, but without reading labels, they're unknowingly overloading their system with salt during the most sensitive window of the day. The solution is simple and affordable. Switch to plain, unflavored oats. Add fresh fruits like blueberries or bananas for natural sweetness and extra fiber. Keep total sodium intake under 300 milligrams before 9 a.m., checking labels carefully. This adjustment lowers morning blood pressure surges, supports heart health, and reduces strain on the kidneys. And here's the bonus. Eating low-sodium whole foods in the morning also helps regulate appetite and energy levels, setting a steady rhythm for the rest of the day. For seniors, especially those managing blood pressure or on medications, starting the day sodium smart is non-negotiable. Small swaps really do add up over time, not just in years lived, but in years lived well. Habit number 4, coffee before eating. And number 4 on our list of risky morning habits is something many seniors do without thinking: drinking coffee before eating any food. It might seem harmless. After all, coffee helps wake you up. But for anyone over 60, coffee on an empty stomach triggers a hidden danger: adrenaline surges and artery constriction. Here's what happens. When caffeine hits your system first thing, without any food to buffer it, your body releases a spike of adrenaline. That's why you feel more alert. But adrenaline also narrows blood vessels and temporarily raises blood pressure, especially dangerous for aging arteries that are already less flexible. Studies show that seniors who drink coffee before breakfast experience sharper morning blood pressure spikes and reduced blood flow to the brain. That increases the risk of both silent strokes and cognitive issues later in life. The solution is simple. Always eat a small food buffer before your coffee. You don't need a full breakfast, just a light snack like half a banana, a handful of almonds or walnuts, a small piece of whole grain toast. This gives your body enough nutrients to stabilize blood sugar and soften caffeine's impact on your heart and arteries. For seniors, this one habit shift, food before coffee, can reduce artery stress, improve morning energy, and protect long-term brain health. It takes just an extra minute, but it could save years of vitality. So next time you reach for that morning coffee, ask yourself, have I eaten first? Habit number 5, ignoring mild symptoms. And number 5, we cover a habit that isn't about what you do, but what you ignore, brushing off mild symptoms that might signal a mini stroke. Many seniors experience things like morning dizziness, slurred words, or numb fingers and assume it's just part of aging. But these could be the early warning signs of a transient ischemic attack, TI, also known as a mini stroke. The danger is real. A mini stroke often comes before major stroke. Ignoring the first signs could mean missing your chance to prevent something life-changing. Common mini stroke symptoms include sudden dizziness or balance loss, slurred speech or trouble finding words, numbness or weakness, especially on one side of the body or in fingers, That's why doctors emphasize the fast drill. F. Face. Is one side drooping? Arm. Can you raise both arms evenly? S. Speech. Are words slurred or strange? T. Time. Call 911 immediately if you notice these signs. Every minute matters. The sooner medical help arrives, the better the outcome. According to stroke prevention studies, recognizing and acting on TIA symptoms within the first hour reduces the chance of a full-blown stroke by up to 80%. For seniors, especially those living alone, ignoring mild symptoms is one of the most dangerous habits you can develop. Even if the symptom passes in minutes, get checked. Don't assume. Don't wait. A phone call could be the difference between recovery and disability. By staying alert each morning and knowing the fast drill, you give yourself the best possible chance to stay healthy, independent, and protected against stroke. Habit number 6, taking all pills at once with coffee. At number 6 on our list of risky morning habits comes something surprisingly common. Taking all your morning medications in one go, right alongside your first cup of coffee. For seniors, especially those managing blood pressure, cholesterol, or heart conditions, this habit creates hidden dangers most people never realize. Here's why. Caffeine found in coffee doesn't just wake you up, it also speeds up how some medications are absorbed, changes how others break down, and can even block the full effect of critical drugs like blood pressure medications or beta blockers. The result? Sudden spikes or drops in blood pressure, uneven heart rhythms, or reduced protection from the very medications meant to keep you safe. For example, caffeine can blunt the effects of calcium channel blockers used for blood pressure. It can also amplify the impact of certain stimulants or thyroid medications, pushing heart rate too high. According to pharmacy studies, seniors taking more than 3 medications in the morning have a 22% higher risk of adverse drug interactions when those pills are swallowed with coffee compared to plain water. The solution is simple and practical. Always follow your doctor's or pharmacist's instructions about timing. Space medications as recommended. Some should be taken on an empty stomach, others with food. Use plain water to take pills, not coffee, tea, or juice. If managing multiple prescriptions feels overwhelming, use a daily pill organizer with clear labels and set reminders on your phone. For seniors over 60, avoiding careless mixing of medications and coffee isn't just about better health today. It's about reducing stroke risk, protecting your heart, and making sure the medications you rely on work as intended. It's a small adjustment that can mean more years of steady energy, clearer thinking, and safer mornings. Habit number 7, staying in bed while ignoring a full bladder. Finally, habit number 7 on our list may seem harmless, but carries real hidden risk. Staying in bed too long after waking up while ignoring a full bladder. Many seniors feel groggy upon waking and may wait 10, 15, or even 30 minutes before getting up, especially if they don't feel an urgent need to move. But here's what really happens inside your body during that delay. Holding a full bladder triggers a stress response. When your bladder stretches, it signals the body to release adrenaline, slightly increasing blood pressure and heart rate. But when you finally do get up after waiting too long, there's an extra spike. Standing up with a full bladder causes a sudden surge in heart rate and blood pressure, exactly the kind of instability that increases stroke or heart event risk. This is especially true for seniors with existing heart conditions or blood pressure sensitivity. Medical studies have shown that people over 60 who delay getting up while holding urine experience up to a 26% higher likelihood of postural heart rate spikes, which over time can lead to arrhythmias or silent strokes. The easy solution? Follow the 5-minute rule. Make it a habit to get out of bed within 5 minutes of waking up, no matter how sleepy you feel. Head to the bathroom first, before any other morning tasks. If nighttime urination is frequent, adjust fluid intake after dinner and speak with a healthcare provider. This small change, getting up promptly, helps stabilize your cardiovascular system, supports healthy blood pressure rhythms, and keeps your mornings safe and steady. For seniors, protecting long-term health is often about mastering little routines like this. It's not about big overnight changes. It's about consistent, simple actions that protect your heart, brain, and energy day after day. 5 morning warning signs you shouldn't ignore. Before wrapping up, here's a quick self-assessment checklist to help you spot hidden stroke risks in your own morning routine. If you notice any of these signs regularly, it's time to make changes. Head rush or tunnel vision when standing up suddenly. This suggests unstable blood pressure or poor circulation. Heart racing after your first cup of coffee. That adrenaline surge isn't harmless. It can stress arteries and the heart. High blood pressure after breakfast. If your readings spike in the morning, hidden sodium or poor hydration might be the cause. Speech glitches or numbness in your hands or face. These are classic mini-stroke signals that should never be ignored. Pounding heartbeat after getting up. This could mean your cardiovascular system isn't adjusting smoothly to movement. Keep track of how often these symptoms happen. If you experience 2 or more regularly, especially after age 60, adjusting your morning routine could reduce your stroke risk significantly. Stroke-safe morning routine. Meet Margaret, a 67-year-old woman who used to feel dizzy every morning. By adopting a stroke-safe morning routine, she improved her blood pressure, stabilized her energy, and cut her stroke risk by nearly 50% in just 6 months. Here's the exact routine. Prep the night before. Set out water, medications, and low-sodium foods. Follow the 90-second wake-up rule. Sit up slowly before standing. Drink 8 ounces of room-temperature water right after waking. Eat a small protein snack, nuts or half a banana. Enjoy coffee last, only after food and hydration. Log blood pressure and any symptoms in a daily journal. Share what you learn with friends and family. Knowledge saves lives. These small steps, done consistently, help protect your heart, brain, and long-term health without giving up your favorite morning rituals.